Hey Joe, it's Folks here. Most of you watching this are likely starting your print-on-demand store and you're going straight for t-shirts. And honestly, that's exactly why the majority of people doing print-on-demand end up failing. I'm sure at some point you've heard someone recommend that you should choose a low competition niche if you are selling shirts. That is a common strategy because print-on-demand has gotten so competitive. Just look at the Google Trends here over the last 9 years or so since I started print-on-demand, and you can see that we are essentially at all-time highs. More and more people have gotten into print on demand, and the current advice for people to help them to stand out is to just pick a niche that has less competition. In my opinion, if a niche has no competition, there's likely a reason for it. And that reason is that it's usually just not that good of a niche. What if you could still sell in a great niche and break through the competition? That is exactly what this video is about. We're going to be talking about the best way to escape the t-shirt trap and choose a low competition product. Doing that is going to help you to do three things. The first is it's going to help you to stand out, even if you are choosing a great and competitive niche. The second is you can actually make more sales because you are choosing products that people actually want. And third, you can make more profit because, again, if we are being honest, t-shirts and even print-on-demand mugs are some of the lowest profit products in the entire business. This is what I have done on my own stores since 2016, and also what I have taught to people starting their own stores. So far, people who have gone through my trainings have made over $6 million on their own stores. And if you want to get started, I do have a free course. It's called POD for Dummies. There's a link down in the description. Inside are over 30 videos showing you how to build your store and get started with social media marketing. Let me show you exactly what I mean. First up, here is a shirt inside of the camping niche. This is obviously a great niche. It's super passionate, but it's also really competitive. A lot of people would look at this and say that this is an example of a niche that is too competitive to sell in. Next, we have another t-shirt design for people who love to bake. Now, again, the niche is super strong, but when you put it on a t-shirt like this, you're going to be competing with literally hundreds of thousands of other similar designs. Right here is a beach themed t-shirt, and again, if we are being honest, this niche is also very, very popular and some would call saturated. There are going to be beach t-shirts on almost every platform, and most of them are going to look exactly the same. Right here we have a t-shirt for someone who is a nurse. This is honestly one of the most passionate niches that you could ever sell to, but again, if you are looking at this, a lot of you would say this is a saturated or competitive niche that you should stay away from. And lastly, right here, I have a t-shirt example for a dog lover. Again, this niche is massive, but many of you would say that it is too competitive to try and sell in. The point here is not that these niches are bad. They are actually great. The issue is the product choice. Putting all of your effort into these niches with t-shirts is going to be extremely competitive for you, and it's going to be very difficult to stand out. And again, instead of choosing a low competition niche that is really just another way to describe a bad niche, what I do instead is I make sure that I am always choosing the best niches. But instead of defaulting to t-shirts or even coffee mugs, I pair them with low competition products. That is how you cut through saturation and actually make sales. Let me show you an example. Again, if you're selling this shirt inside of the nurse niche, maybe a better option would be to do something like this here. These custom nurse sneakers. Not only do they stand out, but they are different and way more profitable. Another example, instead of doing a baking t-shirt like this, would be to do some sort of personalized wall art for the same niche like this. This will arguably stand out way more, and it's going to be something that someone might be willing to pay a lot more for. And also, one thing to think about is a baking themed t-shirt is kind of just a silly product. When you choose something a little bit better, like the example I showed, you instantly become more serious. Another example would be doing something like this here. Instead of doing a pet themed shirt like this, you could offer a dog themed pair of shoes like these here. Another example would be, instead of doing a beach themed t-shirt like this, again, kind of a silly product, also super competitive, you could do something like this here. This would be some metal wall art for the beach niche. You could also sell a personalized canvas like this here. And again, instead of doing silly camping shirts like this, you could do really dynamic and personalized blankets like these here. This store is selling these blankets for over $100 and likely making 5 to 10 times the profit that someone would make selling a simple t-shirt to this niche. And again, they would arguably be able to stand out way more and cut through the saturation that exists inside of those niches. And I'm not saying any of this because I hate t-shirts or I just want clicks on my videos. I'm saying it because after running print-on-demand stores since 2016, one thing has been consistent with my success. When I switched from t-shirts to low competition products, I always had better luck in really great niches. I've been able to make more sales inside of these niches and make more profits in the process. Essentially, when you just simply change the product, you break through saturation. You stand out and you can make more sales. And like I said, you can charge a little bit more because it's a more highly valued product. Let's take a look at how profits might break down. We're going to look at this blanket here and we're going to compare it to how much profit we can make if we were using Shine On, which is a print-on-demand supplier that offers this blanket. Now, the store that we are looking at right now is offering these three sizes, the 52 by 37, the 60 by 50, and the 80 by 60. The smallest size, the 52 by 37, is what costs us as sellers just $24. If we go over to this site here, again, this is a store that has lots of social proof. They are making lots of sales. They are pricing this size at $109. If we are doing some math on that, you will see that the profit potential is extremely high. And this is honestly not the only print-on-demand product that you can sell that makes you a great profit margin. In most cases, when you begin doing the math and comparing other print-on-demand products to t-shirts, you are going to see that in almost every situation, other print-on-demand products such as home decor or even various types of all-over print apparel are going to make you way more in profit. Here on my channel, I have reviewed literally dozens of different products from many different print-on-demand suppliers. I have done selling guides as well, talking about my experience selling these items on my own stores. I've broken down the profitability of them. I've also shown you the quality of them as well. I've also compared multiple of the same products across different suppliers as well. So ultimately, if you are looking for a low competition item to sell, definitely make sure to go through some of the playlists here on my channel because, like I said, I have done many reviews of high profit and unique print-on-demand products. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you do want to go through some additional training to build your store and learn how to actually sell high profit print-on-demand products on social media, make sure to check out the POD for Dummies course. It's completely free and there's a link down in the description. And obviously profits are great, but the real unlock here, the thing that I'm trying to share with you the most in this video today is to get you to start thinking about products in the first place. And that is exactly what I want to show you next. When I am picking a print-on-demand product, I'm not just scrolling through the supplier catalog looking for something random. I'm always starting with the niche. I basically try to ask myself, how would someone in this niche want to show off the fact that they are a member of the niche? Some potential questions that I might ask are they going to be wearing it or displaying it in their home or hanging it on the wall? Is it a giftable niche or could it be something that they bring somewhere with them? That's how you go from just randomly selecting a t-shirt to choosing a product that actually fits and makes sense for their life. If I am selling to the nurse niche, I am thinking about what makes them feel proud at work or what gets gifted to them after a hard shift. If I am selling to a dog lover, I am thinking about products they'd actually wear while they're out walking their dog or something they would display in their home to help people to see something about their dog. If I'm selling to the baking niche, people who love to make cupcakes and cookies and cakes, I want to sell them something that feels like it actually belongs inside of their kitchen. Something that they can display, not just wear once and forget. My point is, when you pick a product that actually fits the buyer and the niche, they are going to be way more likely to stop, look, and actually buy, not just click the like button because your t-shirt was funny. Now, one thing I see all the time when people watch videos like this is they begin to get excited. They start going through supplier catalogs and they see all of the different products that are out there and they begin to add dozens and dozens of random products to their store. That is definitely not what you want to do. Just Just because a print-on-demand supplier offers a specific product, it does not mean that it's a great fit for your niche. At the end of the day, a product needs to actually make sense for your customer's actual life. If you're selling inside of the nurse niche, just because you can sell bamboo cutting boards doesn't mean that the nurse is going to want one of those. In general, I would not say that kitchen gear ties well with the nurse niche. Same thing if your niche is gaming. I would say a woven blanket, like we looked at before, is probably not a great option for that person. If you could instead sell them some sort of a tech product or some sort of decor piece they can have in their game room, that might be a better option. Essentially what I'm saying is that you do not want to just scroll through a supplier catalog and choose the product that you think you can sell for the most money. What I'm telling you to do is to ask yourself if the product actually makes sense for your niche. That is ultimately what creates a real buying intent, not just novelty. At the end of the day, the niche is what is going to get someone to stop scrolling. That's why it's important to make sure that we can always sell in the best niches. And if we are choosing low competition niches, we are really just choosing niches that are not that great. The niche stops their scroll, it gets them interested, but it's the product that actually drives sales. If you've been struggling to get traction and you're really just focusing on shirts or mugs, that does not mean you need to scrap everything or you need to start over with a new store or even a new niche. You just need to start thinking differently about the products that you are offering. The message here is that the more relevant your product is for the niche, the more likely it is to actually get someone to buy, especially if the product helps them to express the niche in their real life. Like I said before, that's what separates you getting likes on your social media posts to you actually getting sales. And like I said at the beginning of this video, I do have a free course called POD for Dummies where I show you the strategies that I use to actually sell high profit print-on-demand items on social media. My hope with this video is that you will think outside the box with your store. If you are starting print-on-demand right now, or if you've been at this for a while, you do not have to stick with only t-shirts. The fact is that print-on-demand is so much bigger than that, and like I showed you before, over the last 9 years or so, interest in print-on-demand has truly blown up. We reviewed the Google trend, and I was able to show you that we are still seeing a lot of people coming into this business, and most of them are going to be selling t-shirts. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Are you going to actually branch out outside of shirts, or are you someone that is doing well with shirts? I'm not saying that shirts can't sell. They definitely do. People sell lots of shirts online. This video is really directed towards the people that are just getting started and they're looking for a way to stand out from the competition, or people that feel like they are selling shirts in a very competitive niche and want a way to break through. So like I said, let me know down in the comments below if you have any questions. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.